for Papua New Guinea. So Luluai on in the halves here for New Zealand. And this is Panui, who's had a devil of a night out in the centres. Plenty thrown at him, and plenty thrown at every man across the park for Papua New Guinea. Physical charge, big mark, Mexico. Rips in, cops it from Moa and Bromwich. Now 8 on, away for Costigan. And Costigan, 4 defenders. 4 and fell off, but Moa did it, nor did Taylor, nor did Bromwich. Inside their own half, but only just, and another big run. I think it's Mexico again. Off he goes, Mr. Mexico. On tackle 5. 5 inside the New Zealand half. And Thompson out to Ayer. They're going to run it, and so they should. Jesse Joe's got the ball, and Jesse Joe has found space inside for Mead. It's batted on, it's off the leg. Play on, Papua New Guinea. Ayer may not have scored, and maybe I know, but the video referee will decide. What about that play on the last tackle? A rush down the left side. And Jesse Joe Nandier had it going. Good luck, Richard Silverwood, if you're going to say no try on this.
All good. Backwards. Just be off the leg. Do with another angle on that, please. Yeah, I need something closer on that, please. Can't really tell on that. Looks to come off his leg. Anything else? So far off his leg, if we've got anything else. Leg. Okay. Carry on from that. Happy off his leg. Just close up on the grounding, please. Okay, slow. Slow on the grounding. Happy with that. It's a try.
Yes, he'll have no trouble getting to his car, Richard Silverwood. The decision's coming through. Get ready for the cheer from the Headingley crowd here. Papua New Guinea, they've got themselves a try against the World Cup champions.
I was about to express that's the best set of the game on this. They can find a kick, the New Guineans, and they throw the ball out and score a try. So that's definitely their best set of the game.
So Adrian and Mal, we saw them in the box. What they said at half-time was play, guys. And they did. They went to the outside. Thomas Luluai's in 17, and he just couldn't go. I don't think his groin's right. He just couldn't go with them. And then they forced the ball back on the inside. And from there, nearly a knock-on, off the knees, into the hands, and a nice pick-up. And then a good burst right in between the posts. Oh, this is deserved.
And he's one out of the local competition as well. And there's a strong contingent here. And what a moment for Dion Ayer. Only their 4th try at this World Cup. They're on the board, 40 points to 4. And they have had some troubles with their goal kick, it must be said. This is their 3rd kicker now. So Francis Panui gets the kicks. Mead has sacked himself. Eliab had a go on Monday night, and he missed the side of the barn.
Not the easiest kick from here, if you ask Sean Johnson.
Interesting action from Francis, and he bangs it over. 40 points to 6. They couldn't get a second, could they, Brian?
Well, if he runs down Thomas Luluai like he did there's every chance. Oh, yeah. They're just a numbers of shirts in the frame as well on the shift play on the last. They decide to run it, as Darrell says, and they get a bit of success. I don't know whether they took New Zealand by surprise, a little bit of a shock with the way they've been playing.
Isaac Luke in quick time has to do another kick-off. And Mead underneath it, and they're going to run hard as now the New Zealand defence gets tested. Mark Mexico, I want something exactly what he's on.
Great stuff from Mexico. Nu'uausala wants a bit of it.
Hey, Mark, you have the penalty.
He's a big boy, Mark Mexico, and I think he wants to go the 10 rounds if they want to get it started.
This is what Samoa did to New Zealand, remember? Big Mossy Masoi said, I'm coming from the back fence as well.
He came from the car park then, Mexico.
Mark Mexico, and I think he wants to take the next run. It's Costigan who takes the first one. 40 metres away from the New Zealand line. It's 40 points to 6. We're having fun here. Hope you like watching it. Jason Chan with the ball. It's just after 9 o'clock local time on a Friday night at Headingley Carnegie Stadium in Leeds. Thompson now across. Doesn't find Mead. It's on the bounce. And, oh, look at Jesse Joe. He's got a big gazelle-like step.
Stand up.
With it 5 metres inside the Kiwis' territory. Now Menziere. Sir Menziere, after he met the Queen. That's what his teammates have been calling him the last couple of weeks. So Papua New Guinea now inside the 30. And the ball is scored. The boys come loose. It's been touched. Tackle count restarts. New Zealand haven't touched the ball in this second half. Yere takes a run at them. 15 from the line. Yere to play it. 8 on. I don't think he'll be off anytime soon. He's directing the team. Wellington Albert takes the run. That's a good name. Wellington Albert. 10 from the line. Papua New Guinea out wider. Falling into the tackle was Chan, but there's still a little bit of heat on the New Zealand defence here. Thompson, it was a quick play the ball, and have a look at the run. He wants to lock horns with him again. Moa was able to hang on in defence, but Mexico is absolutely outstanding, the big fella. Yere doesn't find Abavu, and they're still able to pick it up. Mead, that's off a Kiwi hand. Play on if Papua New Guinea can get to it. It's lost in goal. It'll be a line dropout.
I thought Hoffman had thrown it to a New Guinean. He got hurt there. He tried to ground the ball. I thought he popped up, but he managed to get it out. And this new expansive game plan from the New Guineans is paid dividends. Kiwis haven't touched the ball yet.
Great work as they moved it back infield. They're using the full width of the field, Papua New Guinea, and their passes are sticking. A little bit of luck on the end of it as well. There's Josh Hoffman. Well, courtesy of that big fella Mexico line all over him. He coughs it up.
Now give it to Mark Mexico. He's thereabouts. He wants another run. Thompson finds him. Here comes Mexico. I love him. He's my new favourite. Mark Mexico. 30 metres away from the line. And Chan follows up for PNG. They've twisted him. They've got hold of a leg. They've turned him into a party game there. Playing at 25 metres out from the line. Thompson quickly into Costigan. It almost opened up for Neville, the captain of PNG. Right in front of the post. 15 away. Thompson's got another run. Not Mexico again. He can't be him. He can't take every second run, can he? He did. Papua New Guinea left side. Ayer fell. Got it to Mead. Yere was headed over the sideline, kept it alive, and Papua New Guinea somehow still had possession. 15 from the line, and they need to get a kick in. They've got it in now. It's a low ball. Great pickup again by Hoffman. Great stuff from the New Zealand fullback.
Now it's got great work again. They want to go the side to the left for Papua New Guinea and pick up Yere on that side. Then Faro's having a wow of a game in defence and holding it together. Then the little kick through from their half. Dion Ayal, beautifully done.
Release.
Now just checking Thomas Lulua. He's gone. He's gone. You picked it, Daryl. On the first tackle that he had to do that led up to the try, you said the groin can't be right. He's run straight off down the dressing room, and he's devastated by it. He's obviously aggravated the injury, and I dare say we won't see him again at the World Cup.
Well, to be fair to poor Thomas, he needed the chance and roll the dice and give it a go. But to have a big sprint on your very first run when you're out there in the second half on a cold night, you could just see he wasn't in full stride. Disappointing.
And now Johnson, after he cools down and wouldn't have been thinking he'd be going back out there, is thrown back into the action. There he is in the tackle with Williams and Faray. So bit of drama for New Zealand. No Thomas Luluai, and whatever their plan was to give a bit of rest time to Johnson or to Luke, that may well go out the window. And now Papua New Guinea getting offloads.
Haven't they lifted Papua New Guinea? Where was this in the first half?
They're a different team.
Oh, there you go. Score.
Well, it's a Mark Mexico-led recovery. That's what's happened. One bloke has just said, follow me. Kick downfield from Ayer. And Hoffman, while not heavily involved tonight, but the things he has done has been very solid, very good.
Positionally very good as well, Vossi. He's cleaned everything up that he's had to, because he hadn't had a lot. I just think that the New Guineans, the second half, they decided they've got a share in the Richter scale as well as the Kiwis, because it was all the Kiwis with the big shots in the first half, wasn't it?
Absolutely. Played by Glenn, and there was a quick play. The ball, and Goodwin's got away. They were caught offside. Goodwin helped himself to hop on the tarmac, but almost took off. 20 metres away from the Papua New Guinea line. Setterfield, Johnson, and then Bromwich. He's a front rower with footwork, and that makes him hard to handle. Jesse Bromwich. Last tackle here in front of that fans on the Western Terrace here. Johnson, right side, 4 and quick hands, must score. Faray will score. Dean Faray goes over for New Zealand. And that's a bit of an anti-climax for the Papua New Guinea comeback. The crowd too, silenced by the Kiwi try.
So a lovely run down the left-hand side by one centre, and Bryson Goodwin, and a nice palm off as well. And then gets to the football, gets to his feet to play the football. And Dean Faray is really growing as a right side centre. We mentioned him in the first half. Jamie Lyon plays that position, that Manly, in the NRL, and he is the best right side centre we've seen for a long time in terms of decision making. And this man here is starting to grow. Defensively sound at the far end of the football field 2 sets of 6 ago, and he's handling Yeri, and he comes up with a subtle, nice little decision in play here in a try scoring movement. Take my hat off to him.
Yeah, he looks sharp, doesn't he?
Yeah, Dean Faray locking down right centre, which won't be good news for Kristen Inu, who had a crack there last week against France. And Goodwin's making a fine fist of left centre tonight.
Yeah, well, he's had a great introduction into football as Dean Faray. He played outside Steve Matai on the wing for most of his football, and they grew him into the game. He had a couple of games at fullback, and he's an all-rounder. Love to see it.
If they are to make the final, Brian, if New Zealand was to play Australia in the final, Faray would be marking up to a bloke called Greg Inglis. Big assignment.
You've got Australia in the final already, Vossi.
I'm saying if. It was an if. I did spell it out if, you know. America might beat Australia in the quarters down there in Wrexham.
Thinking about the semis more than the quarters.
See, yes. Touche. So Johnson kicks from inside the 20. And he's back on song. Just that one kick into the upright.
I think it's a really pertinent point that you make, Vossi, about when you look at the matchup of the teams. If you say that England and Australia and New Zealand are the top 3 teams, and you look at the centres in all 3 teams, you'd have to say that the big worry for the teams playing Australia, the fact that you got to do something about English. You've got to play against English. Jennings maybe.
46-6 is the scoreline. Australia picked the side for the match against Ireland tomorrow with Slater back in it at fullback after Inglis was fullback against Fiji. And knocked over there. Nuasala fell over in front of Moa, and that was a little off-putting there. And it ends up a bit messy there for New Zealand. I think the replay will show Nuasala. I don't know whether he was knocked over or whether he just slipped over.
He's sort of half running a block, which sometimes happens from the kick-off. You can put yourself in the road of the defence coming down, and they're entitled to get rid of you. Well, that's what they believe. Subtle little change here. Mead's gone to the wing for Papua New Guinea, and McDonald is actually playing fullback.
Get in there, okay?
Trying to get this scrum sorted out there.
Second row, mate. Second row.
20 metres away from the New Zealand line. And a PNG ball. Their try scorer out for Yere, taking on Johnson and Faray, but they've done the job there. Faray was the man down low. Tackle 1, 22 metres away from the line. Bring it infield with the captain, Costigan. And again, New Zealand getting numbers in the tackle and no offload. Now Aiton, little ruck play, throws it to the edge, and Moa's got his hands full in defence. as the aggressive running of the Papua New Guinea players has really lifted in this second half. Thompson out the back, McDonald, and with the ball, Panui was able to offload. He did well, Panui, just to get his winger inside. Mead playing it, 15 from the line. Thompson, oh, that's a soft error by Chan, and New Zealand to have the scrum feed, but unfortunate there from Jason Chan.
Poor old Jason Chan was never going to catch that. The pass from Thompson was behind his right arm and trying to grab it or pluck it out of mid-air. Alex Glenn in that set at 6 for the Kiwis was brilliant. Made one tackle and slid onto the winger and made a second tackle in the same motion.
Yeah, Alex, you work. Neville, Jason!
I thought Mead did real well with Glenn doing that to stay on the field of play.
Out!
So, New Zealand with possession. Second half, it is 6-all. After we went to the break with 40 on the board. That time, Sonny Bill Williams, who was barely put to ground in that first half. The start of the game, he had 4 offloads on the board, probably by the 10 or 15 minute mark.
And that's a halfback, and Dion Aire fronting up to Sonny again. He gave him a little bit of a back slam in the tackle. Sonny
If you get a replay here,
took to it.
Well, hang on a second there.
And someone told him he's a heavyweight boxer as well.
Play the ball back here, tackle
Up against the halfback.
I think he told him where to go, Sonny Bill.
Did. They're in different weight categories, though. It's never going to be a perfect matchup, is it?
Go back 10 metres.
The weighing in. So now you're a welterweight, mate. Get out. He's a heavyweight.
Hey? Okay, sweet, mate.
Heavyweight, that bloke. Yeah, he says, yeah, and I'll have the welterweight. You come near me, yeah, I'll knock your blocks off.
It's a test match. It's a test match.
Hold, go.
Let them go. Let's see what happens.
It's not a test match, it's a mismatch, Fossey.
New Zealand possession 5 inside their own half.
Just hold here, guys. Hold, go.
Never heard of David and Goliath, that story there, Brian? There's Bromwich.
Just see it, wait there, Neville. Go, they're fine there.
We'll get an update on Thomas Luluai in just a moment as Johnson launches one. It's tough. Oh, McDonald. Lesser men than him have dropped those. That's an awesome kick. Let's quickly go to Natalie Quirk about Thomas Luluai.
Daryl did allude to it a little bit before about he may not have overcome his groin injury fully, and that is what the problem is. He felt that he couldn't run at full speed, as you saw when he came on in the second half, at the start of the second half, and so indicated himself that he wanted to come off at the field, and that's why he's disappeared from playing.
Disappointing.
Let's go.
As we see him pull up here, and you just realise that, hey, I can't go, and there's a pretty dejected Thomas Luluai.
Sam, I'm down, Elijah.
Yeah, says it all.
Tough stuff, that. And he's played 30 tests for his country. And Tuivasa-Sheck has the ball for New Zealand, 10 metres away from the line. Massive kick by Johnson, and he can't launch.
I felt sorry for McDonald. I think he thought Mead should have been back there.
Here's Sam Moa. Sam Moa in front of the posts. The pack terrors here at Headingley as Luke Johnson, right side overlap, and Faray is all. Yes, he's there. Well, we want to check it with Richard Silverwood. He's getting paid by the decision. Dean Farah did appear to get it down, and 50 may be up for the Kiwis.
Okay, just grounding. Jog that back, does his hand come off the ball, grounded with the forearm. And still on the ball. And still on the ball. Ooh. No, first one please, just go back to the first one. I'm happy with that. Try. Benefit of doubt.
And don't know about you at home, but we in the commentary position here at Headingley, we had it in the frame after the first replay. We had it caught live as a try, but Richard Silverwood, he likes to cross the T's and dot the I's, Brian.
It's a try.
Well, good comment. That's why we pay you the big dollars, Brian. That's why we pay you the big euros. Well done.
Lovely work out the back from Johnson. What about the width of the pass? And then Hoffman just delivered a nice little ball to Farah, and I was just complimented his decision-making in scoring the last try. I thought he should have caught and passed this, and then I picked up on the replay that maybe the arm of Abayu might have actually blocked it anyway. So again, a good decision. What it was that he got the try.
Yeah, I agree. I was complaining myself in my own mind that he should have passed it to the winger for the easier score. But when I actually saw how he caught the ball behind him, he didn't have much option really, because the winger came in and stopped the play.
All right, kicking to this packed section of the ground. For those who haven't been to Headingley, you've got two sides of the ground terraced. The southern side and the western end behind the goalpost where Shaun Johnson is kicking. The home of the Leeds Rhinos, one of the great clubs in World Rugby League. As Johnson converts another one, it's hard to believe that he hit the post with one in front. I know that's history now in the game, but what does happen in that situation where you hit the post? Former North Sydney Bear, Daryl Halligan.
Well, it's not something you want to continually go back to when you're a goalkeeper and see the decision made, but maybe you're on contact, maybe not quite hitting the ball off the right part of your foot. A couple of little subtleties that come into it.
It's a rare event these days. I reckon David Mead felt pretty good about it, to see, a regular kicker in the NRL do that. Bloke who'd kicked 8 from 8 the previous week. Nene McDonald on the restarted play. 52-6, 22 and a bit minutes to go. Cassiano's out there again.
Hey, Sam, go on there.
20 away. Imagine Sam's room service.
It's okay.
Imagine how much he'd order, Brian, Sam Cassiano. They'd have 3 waiters bring it up to his room. 3 trolleys. Here's Sonny Bill.
Surrender! Stand now!
40 away from their own line. Bit lively if Sonny Bill runs into Ayer again. Want to see round 2 of that mismatch, as Brian has called it.
Mark straight. Hold here. Go. That's 4.
Now Luke. On to Foran. And Foran has got that kick. No, can't get it over Mead.
Hold on.
And Mead returns.
Okay, you're in there.
When we talk about individual performances, I still like to acknowledge David Mead in that first game against France. It was an outstanding game. I know he missed the goal at the end, but in general play, he was really, really good. Here's McDonald getting more touches of the football from fullback.
And I'd like to look at him too, McDonald. Good turn of speed, good footwork. Oh!
Chan was through a hole. He was 15 metres downfield and the ball was back like a doorstop.
He just forgot to take the ball with him. Jesse Bromwich was wishing he'd take the ball with him, because he'd line him up for a special shot. See? I wish he'd have called that ball, that was what Bromwich was saying.
People have been asking me about what I've been eating lately. It's become a bit of a topic. I thought I'd bring it in. It was a very quiet day, Brian. I went for the jacket potato here at the ground tonight. I thought I'd try food inside the ground, so I went for the cheese and coleslaw number here at Headingley. I give it a 7. Give it a 7 out of 10. Yourself, Brian, have you tried them?
I don't mind a jacket potato, but I nailed a pork pie just beforehand, which was only Bill trying to push through. But
loose out there. Jovasicek, there's the step.
There are scouts at every pub in Headingley waiting for you.
Yeah. I've had 4 curries. I've had 4 curries this week.
Okay.
And now it's on to Johnson. Great step. There's a fella who can step as well. Shaun Johnson, 8 from the line. And here is Luke. Short ball there to Bromwich. The front rowers want to try. Bromwich has got 4 defenders holding him up. Luke is exploring left and right. He decides to explore himself and is able to offload. Foran is there. Foran to Hoffman. Hoffman now kick off the legs of Mead in offside position. I thought it would have been Francis Panui.
The point of the last touch, but it's knock on though.
There's a subtle little play here in this set of 6, and it's around Kieran Foran. When there's some ad-lib football played and the ball gets into his hands, he still holds it for a long period of time. This is the person he passed it to, and Hoffman putting a little kick through. But when everyone was expecting a quick shift and everything, he just holds the line up, waits for people to make decisions, and then he goes. Sonny Bill has copped it in every tackle he's had today. but he's just been good enough to turn and twist as they're putting him backwards to offload.
Under in, Alex.
Some pretty earnest discussion among the New Zealand players as this scrum pack down. I think they want to really get into their game plan again.
Stand up now.
Williams tackled there, maybe right through the centre. They're going to go here. Luke and Foran short to Bromwich again, and they get 5 there. Papua New Guinea defending their own line. Joe Bruno gets his arms over the top, then gets pushed away by Bromwich. Now the attack to centre field for Martelino. Gets a little look at the line, but Pandya's back out there. He's got the best hairdo at the World Cup. A lot forward for Papua New Guinea. And here's Cassiano. He's pushed across field. Still offloads for Foran. Now Foran, 5 from the line. And they're tackling for their lives at the moment, Papua New Guinea. Still some spirit. Still some get up and go on their side as Luke is tackled. Last it is. This is back-to-back sets for New Zealand. Johnson, crook old ball that one. SBW's gone back for it. He's already got 3 tries. What a pick-up from Tuivasa Sheck. He does the netball pass over the top for Hoffman. Hoffman puts a left foot kick in. He's put it out almost into the stands. It's then been smashed over the sideline. Mead on Goodwin. David Mead's come up with a Menziere hit.
He was on a hiding to nothing. Bryson Goodwin has to catch the football.
Oh, yes.
Smash.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. That'll knock a jacket potato out of you, that. And the cheese and the coleslaw. You can have the beans as well. Oh, the big hit comes up on Tali. You beauty. And here's Pandya hit by Cassiano. Forget the shoulder charger. We'll turn a blind eye to it. Let's have it the next 10 minutes. I don't think anyone's going to complain in the crowd. That time, Chan on to Pandya. Almost toppled over the edge of the gantry when I went down to look at that tackle being made by me. It almost tipped over the edge. Would have made a cameo in the coverage as Aiden kicks under pressure from Cassiano. That kick from outside the 40 has found the line.
Was it outside the 40?
He was. Well, I thought he was. Controlled set indeed by Papua New Guinea.
Yeah, just over. Just outside the 40. What a great set of 6 though indeed. I mean, Papua New Guinea were brave as well, continuing to charge it in. And the set before, New Zealand went the short ball the whole time and caught it at the line and attack. So we've been delivered some quality here. Good kick on the end of it from Aiton. And look where they're camped. 15 out from the Kiwis line.
Yeah. New Zealand scrum feed 15 out from their own line. And I promised the Hunslet Hawks I'd give them a mention tonight too, Brian. I was presented with a Hunslet Hawks jumper, which is on its way to Australia. What a club they are, and I know they do it tough these days. They've been relegated to Championship 1 over here, but back in the day, they were a power. We're going a long way back, as here is Farai offloading. Tuivasa Sheck has got it. He was almost into full flight there. 40 away or 30 away from the line now. Johnson to centre field for Bromwich, and Bromwich gets it as far as the 20. He's been good tonight, Jesse Bromwich. Luke, Foran, Martelino. He's 10 from the line. What a set this is from New Zealand. 4th tackle, Foran and Williams. Williams flick, a juggle. Taylor, they called it forward.
This is the first error of the night, and adjudicated that he's forward, and he's shown up here on the left-hand side. He must have a free rein to show up where he wants, and just doesn't quite go. Everything he's done tonight has probably turned to gold for the Kiwis, but just not quite there.
Let's go, guys.
Elijah Taylor just overcooking his line here. Wanted to hunt up on the inside of Sonny Bill Williams, and just overdoing it there. That angle's not a good one to see where the pass was, but it was a good call from the referee. You know, Papua New Guinea have done so well. I mean, in the first half, 40-0 down, but the way the first half took place, and the amount of tackles, 100 extra tackles in the first half, you would have thought their energy levels would have been drained in the second half. They're going great guns.
Yeah, good point, Daryl. Good point. And so now, Farai and Yere. Was that the song you wanted to hear, Daryl? He had to stand his ground. Farai with big Menzi Yere running at him. Crowd of over 18,000 tonight. 18,180 here. 180. I like to hear that. That's a tee up. There's probably 18,150, but they've said 180. As the ball goes with Aher. But what a crowd. What another great attendance for a match which we knew coming to it had no bearing on the makeup of quarterfinals. Wabo is back out there. He's a former Hunslet Hawk, Charlie Wabo. They won all 4 titles. 100 years ago we're talking about, but they won all 4 championships over here in England. Pretty fair effort, the Hunslet Hawks. And now Tuivasa Sheck with the ball. Had to buy a new suitcase today just to fit all the jumpers I'm picking up over here.
Have they all got the same food stains on that I saw you in the other day?
Oh, that's lovely stuff.
The curry from Bradford and baked potato from Leeds, and
that's it.
Chinese from Chinatown in
I haven't even told you about the Brazilian food I had in the centre of Leeds the other night. Dad said next time I go there I'm not going to eat for 2 days before it. Cassiano. They had to carry me out on a stretcher. Tipping the scales now 110k. Here's Luke on to Johnson. Johnson short there to Matalino. Trying to leave his footprint on the chest of Jason Tarley. 10 metres away from the line. Last tackle, New Zealand. Johnson's going to bomb across field. Here comes Goodwin. Here comes. Oh, it's come loose. It's into the hands of Taylor. They said play on. Panui went through to try and get the ball. He didn't know where it was. And Taylor's come up with it.
Just check the contest to make sure
there you go. Just checking for a knock on in the contest. Felt sorry for the centre, Francis Panui. He didn't have a clue where the ball was.
Okay, check the contest. Just need to see if he's onside first, please. Yep, all good. That's backwards. It's backwards. Backwards, grounding please. All good. Try.
Straightforward that one in the end for Elijah Taylor. Versatile player, scores a try here at Headingley tonight. 56-6.
This is what Stephen Kearney would love to see. Sean Johnson putting the kick right on the spot. And then when you see the subtle little play of Alex Glenn and the nice tip on from the back row, not easy at the speed, but watch what it is. Nice little hands. Would have had the ball in his hands for a microsecond before he turns and gives it to his lock forward and Elijah Taylor. Just beautiful stuff.
Yeah, Taylor, I think he's got to be in the 17, don't you think, Daryl, in their top 17 just for that versatility? Now that Luluai's out of the equation, if you want a player who can play a bit of dummy half as well, does that win him the spot in the 17?
Out of the equation, yeah, for sure. I mean, he does figure prominently in possibly the dummy half role if there's another one required. Plenty of options, however, as well. You know, Alex Glenn on the left edge. Simon Mannering's got to come back into the fold. I mean, these are great problems for Stephen Kearney to run through.
Johnson's kick. Johnson has hit the upright for the second time tonight. Albeit a lot tougher. That one.
It's a great kick. Foran's kicking tonight pretty much on the money, hasn't it?
They've got some weapons on the end of kicks too. When you talk about another part of their attacking armoury is having someone like Vaduve, is having Tuivasa Sheck and leaping centres as well. And then two halves that have got the full variety of kicks as well. Johnson can launch those monsters, and Foreigner showed us the kicking game tonight along the ground. So, geez, they tick a lot of boxes, don't they, New Zealand?
Well, now that you actually mentioned Manu Vatuvei, we haven't seen him in the second half, and I'm just looking out here now. Bryson Goodwin is playing left wing. Alex Glenn's playing in the centres as well. So Manu's obviously having a spell.
Is he having a spell, or is he busted? Has we not picked up an injury?
Yeah, well, he's had some hamstring troubles throughout the year in the NRL, and we saw him suffer a bit of an ankle problem in game 1 against Samoa. As now Samoa. But if there's any sort of risk of any injury, the slightest twinge, you'd get him off at this stage. Full week to prepare for the first quarter final, which will be either against Scotland or Italy for New Zealand to play, as Luke is offloaded there, and likewise done by Matalino, and then Cassiano. A rare sight to see him have to play the ball.
Did you see the offload from Matalino?
Yeah. And now Johnson's going to kick high again. Here's one of them. Good luck. Mead out there. It's come loose. And Sonny Bill may have a 4th try.
Yeah, this is a 6th tackle. Richard, just say the content.
Sonny Bill Williams may have 4 tries here for New Zealand. I remember Manu did that back at the 08 World Cup against England. And Williams may have got 4 tonight against the Commonwealth.
These are good. Just jog that back. Can't see number 4. Have we cleared the kickers from the side? Yeah. All good? Okay, yeah. Just need a close-up of that contest, please. Have you got camera 6 from the other end? Now we've got the other corner. Testing there. This is the one. Both up. Ford just jumps into him. Not liking that. Just take that back. Not liking this. Ball's way off, just jumps into him. It's going to be. I'm not happy he's challenging. It dives. It goes up for the ball, but it just dives into the PNG player for me. So it's going to be no try, penalty to PNG.
All right, let's talk about. I'm happy enough with that decision. We see so much of it these days. Catches taking off early, but Goodwin did achieve some hang time. You could also put up an argument for him, Dan.
I've got the argument that says that Bryson Goodwin is actually somewhat shielded or taxied off it just marginally by another player as well. You watch this here. It's Panyu, and he does and just gives him a little bit of a shove there, which puts him off his line. So what are you supposed to do when you're already going and you're half twisted by another player? Disagree.
Stay behind, guys.
But I am biased.
But he's gone up early and made contact with the PNG catcher early. That is the way Richard Silwood called it. I'll let Brian Noble have the casting vote. We're 1-1 here. What do you think?
I think it's the right decision. I think it's a penalty. I think he's... Whoa! I think that was Mr. Silwood threw that at me. I'm agreeing with you, mate. I'm thinking it's a penalty because he's gone up and he hasn't given the opportunity for the full-back to go the wing to catch the ball. He's taken him out before it's become a fair competition.
Apologies for that. We just got some incoming fire there and the footy hitting us. Not to worry. PNG have the ball.
Isaac, wait, Sam!
So you've got to say that the New Guineans, the Cummels, have aimed up this second half.
Oh, there goes Dogzilla coming up with the tackle on Pandia. He's almost eaten him. Wabo, and no, there's a shot over the top from Madaleno that I'm not that flash about.
Stand up, ball, go.
Collected 8 on, he wasn't happy about it either. Thompson and Ayer on the deck, misses out. Menziere above who they've kept it alive to centre field. Ayer bounced away from another. And, oh, there's a cannonball tackle. That's a bad one from Madaleno. That's a bad tackle.
Be careful, Ben.
Don't like that at all.
That's dangerous, mate. You right, mate?
Well, I think he gave a penalty away early in the play on Ayrton round his melon. This one certainly is.
There you go. Ben.
Yeah, not much good's going to come of that. Klein straight onto it.
PNG have looked quite lively when they've shifted the ball to the left. I mean, a lot of passes have gone to ground, and the wingers done well to pick it up and then head back infield. That's where they sort of look most likely.
I really think they've aimed up the second half. Let's remember the first time it was 40-zip, wasn't it?
Yeah. By the way, Madaleno on report for that tackle too, so there's a little concern for New Zealand out of this one. Then Marcelino on report for that has been tagged a cannonball tackle, and we saw Manu Vadova. He has got an ice pack there somewhere.
That's one there.
I think the suit would be cold enough.
You right, Sam? You right, pal?
Ball with Joe Bruno. The PNG, 25 metres away from the New Zealand line. They've scored one try. They scored it in the first set after half-time. Now they want another. Yere is offloaded. There's going to be another. Charlie Wabo, go Charlie! The Hunslet Hawk has almost got there. Oh, that is, give him a try. Look, he's got his foot over the line. That'll do. Kummels with it. 5 from the line at 56-6. Menziere showed us a glimpse of his skills in that previous play. Wabo across. They miss out Pandia. They've kicked to the corner. It's free for Mead. Oh, and he's into the fence. He's okay.
Okay, Rich, just confirm this, all right? At the moment, we've got a PNG feed. Just make sure that...
Oh, hang on. We may have a Papua New Guinea feed here.
Touch the ball first and take it out.
Well, I think that's going to be overturned, that ruling.
You'll go touch it.
Bryson Goodwin, does it go through his fingertips? Does he get a touch there? Well, he possibly does, and then it bounces into the field of play, and Mead tries to grab it. So it's propelled backwards, and then into Mead, so New Zealand scrum.
In the field. Richard? Right, Richard, need a decision, mate.
Just waiting on the decision from Richard Silwood. Sonny Bill Williams, man of the match here for New Zealand. So that follows on from Sean Johnson last week. And Dean Farray in game number 1. And they've ruled, because David Mead tapped that ball into the corner post, that has been taken touch in goal. Now, the corner post wouldn't count if Mead had hold of the ball when he contacted the corner post, but he knocked it into the corner post, so therefore that is touch in goal. Cassiano has run at poor old Jason Tarley there, and he hit the deck like he's probably never hit the deck before.
It's just like a new model of a steamroller, isn't it? Some of these guys have never seen that before.
No, the Industrial Revolution started in this part of the world. This is a new Industrial Revolution.
Here's Isaac Luke again, and Luke takes off and shows his speed as well, dancing his way through defenders there. 5.5 to go at Headingley. Johnson goes for a low ball, but fielded there by Abababu, and Papua New Guinea have the ball. So 40-0. So what do you make of the second half? Your analysis, Daryl, of a runaway first 40 and a 16-6 scoreline since half time?
I think the energy has all been with Papua New Guinea. New Zealand got conned into the physicality of it in the second half again, similar to the Samoan game. Sort of stopped playing football, and the block plays out the back. They haven't had as much football. For sure, you could argue with that. But it hasn't been as clinical as what the first half was.
Now Wabo away to Mexico. Mark's back out there and gets 2 touches in quick time. Thompson's got a chance to run it, and Aiton has done the same. Now Aiton's offloaded, and with it Panui, he had support on his outside, doesn't find Mead, loses the ball, and now Tuivasa-Sheck is back with it. Watch his feet. Tuivasa-Sheck is over the 40.
I wanted to see Sheck and Mead have a run. Mead had him for pace.
Goodwin infield and Glenn with the ball now. Exciting passage of play from both teams here.
Release him!
Only the pass could have stuck if he had got it away inside Francis Panui. And then off went Roger. They're 40 away from this Papua New Guinea line. Now we get with 4 minutes to go. And I don't think anyone here is in a hurry to get home. A little bit different to last Monday night. We were calling for the groundsman to switch off the lights 10 from full time. Tonight, you know, it's 50 points the difference, but the crowd are liking the football unfolding in front of them. Johnson, big dummy. Sean Johnson, a hop and a skip and a pass. It's gone forward. Forward to Ben Madaleno. Luke blows up, and poor old Ben Madaleno, he's never had to contemplate a post-try celebration because he doesn't get too many. And here he was in national colours.
Second hour's locked on.
Forward the call, Klein was right in line.
Oh, that's how I caught it.
A real flat attack.
Okay, guys,
and that's what really suits Sean Johnson. Steps, propels to the side, then good speed through the line. The call was right.
Ben Madaleno told me before the tour started, Brian, I said about, you know, what are some of the things you're looking forward to seeing away from the football? And he just said, I think his words were, I'm not really into buildings and stuff. I'm not into buildings and stuff. I mean, I've driven past, you know, Abbeys today. I think Kirkstall Abbey, what's it, 800 years old. I was sort of taken a little bit by it, you know, thought it was quite amazing.
That marker was good.
He's not into buildings and stuff. He's just happy to play the PlayStation, you know, have a coffee.
Hold it.
It's amazing, the modern day footballer, isn't it? You know. Yes, no, again. Away goes Ayer. He passes early. Still on. Here they go. Wellington Albert. Wellington Albert has scored. Wellington Albert. I salute you, your champion. And he scored for Papua New Guinea. With 2 to go. What a try to PNG. Wellington Albert.
Gone. Right through. Hey, again it is. That makes a break. Wellington Albert. The name and the moment. He's loving it. Hey, is the kingmaker again. Jesse Joe. Hey. Wellington Albert. What all there.
Let's call him Wellington Albert the fourth. That will give him some more prestige, I think.
Smile on those two blonde faces, and why wouldn't there be? They've aimed up in the second half, Darryl.
Oh, we wondered what they would say at half-time, didn't we? Their words have rung true. A little bit of magic from Mal and Adrian Lamb. So proud of their boys in the second half. And where, oh where, has their energy levels come from? 40-0 at half-time. And now, the second half scoreline of 16-12, you would imagine.
He plays for the Lay Tigers. There'll be a street parade there tomorrow on the back of that try. What a moment for Wellington Albert. Scoring here at one of the most famous rugby league grounds in the world. One of the oldest. Was here when they started the Northern Union, 1895. 56-10. And Francis Panui, he takes his time with a kick. It's important to him. And he's hit the upright as well. Third time that the posts have been struck tonight. I want to see one more hitter. Can we stop the clock and let Mexico have one last run? Give it to Mexico. I don't think there's going to be time for the restart. There won't be. Hey, it's been good entertainment. It's been real good. It was an exhibition in the first half from New Zealand to lead 40 points to 0. They were absolutely devastating. Then PNG score first set after half-time. The second half thoroughly entertaining and a full-time scoreline. Group B, final pool match for these two teams. New Zealand 56, Papua New Guinea 10.